Get ready to meet the giants of the wild. We're on the hunt for the most massive creatures on our planet, and trust us, they won't disappoint. These record breakers are off the charts, dwarfing their average friends in size and scale. From towering titans to behemoths of the land, let's kick off our countdown of the top 15 epic beasts that will leave you speechless. Starting at number 15, we have a real showstopper. The colossal elephant, a true marvel of nature. Meet the African elephant, already a giant among land animals, reaching heights of up to 4 meters from shoulder to toe and tipping the scales at 6,300 kilos on average. These gentle giants hold the title as the largest land creatures on Earth. But did you know some elephants are absolute behemoths? Take the record breaker discovered in Angola back in 1954. It weighed a mind-boggling 11,000 kilograms and stood at an incredible 3.96 meters tall. That's almost double the size of the average elephant. And just when we thought we had the largest one spotted, in August 2020, another massive specimen was seen, weighing around 8,000 kilos. Talk about a close contest for the title of the ultimate giant elephant. You've seen some huge elephants, but get ready for the real king of size. Coming in at number 14 is the blue whale, and it's a no-brainer. They're the largest animals to have ever existed on our planet. We're talking about massive creatures that tip the scales at over 130 tons and stretch out an incredible 31 meters from fin to tail. And when you think they could live up to 73 years in the wild, it's clear these gentle giants are not only record breakers, but also long-term champs of our ocean landscapes. But amidst all these massive blue whales, there are a few that truly stand out from the crowd, or should we say, the ocean. Meet the record breaker. A whopping 33 meters long and caught off the coast of Antarctica. That's a staggering 2 whole meters bigger than your average blue whale. Now, you might think, that's not that much, but trust us, when we're talking about creatures this enormous, even a few extra feet can make all the difference. And Dr. Jean Potvin of Saint is here to back it up. Stay tuned for more on what he has to say about these incredible giants. But there's a catch, or should we say, a size constraint. Dr. Jean Potvin from St. Louis University reveals that our record-breaking blue whale might be the max we'll ever see in terms of length. You see, being 33 meters long would come with some serious downsides. Think high muscle fatigue and longer recovery times after dives. That's not ideal for survival, making it super unlikely that this record will ever be beaten. Now, let's turn our attention to a true champion of the wild, the lone wolf at number 13. This majestic creature is the master of hunting and has no need for a pack to get the job done. Wolves roam freely across our planet, but some species give others a run for their money in terms of sheer size. Meet the Alaskan gray and black wolves. These guys are the heavyweights of the wolf world, with some specimens tipping the scales at an impressive 40 to 50 kilograms. What's even more remarkable is that they often hit their adult size just 1 year into life. Talk about growing up fast. But did you know there was a legendary wolf that defied the norm? In 1939, Frank Glasser caught a monster male near Eagle, Alaska, weighing in at an astonishing 79 kilograms. That's roughly double the average weight of these incredible canines. Although pictures of this gigantic wolf are now lost to time, we're sure it must have been a breathtaking sight and takes its place as number 12 on our countdown. Get ready for the astronomical alligator. Although they may not be as massive as their crocodile cousins, these supersized reptiles still pack a huge punch, reaching lengths of around 4 meters and weighing up to an incredible 260 kilograms on average. It's no wonder they're top predators in their natural habitat. But wait, there's even bigger. In 2014, Mandy Stokes made history when she shot the largest alligator ever recorded in Alabama. This gargantuan gator stretched an astonishing 4.8 meters from snout to tail and tipped the scales at a whopping 460 kilograms. Yeah, you read that right. This monster was truly one for the books. Let's dive into our next giant, the lion's mane jellyfish. Can you imagine coming across this behemoth in the icy waters of the Arctic or Atlantic? Its name is no coincidence. This massive marine creature gets its fame from its jaw-dropping tentacles, which look uncannily like a lion's mighty mane. With a bell that can grow up to 3 feet wide and tentacles stretching as long as 120 feet, it's clear why the lion's mane jellyfish stands tall among its gelatinous friends. But here's the mind-blowing part. While lion's mane jellyfish are massive, there was actually one that took the cake. Back in 1865, a whopper was discovered off the coast of Massachusetts by scientist Alexander Agassiz. This record breaker had a belly that spanned an incredible 2.1 meters and tentacles stretching an astonishing 36.5 meters, longer than a blue whale's tongue. Although sightings are getting more common, who knows? Maybe one day we'll spot an even bigger lion's mane jellyfish. But for now, let's move on to the ocean speed demon, number 10, the bluefin tuna. Get ready to reel in some shocking numbers. Bluefin tuna aren't just huge. Their succulent meat makes them a prized catch. But with great taste comes high demand, and this means they're often overfished. These ocean giants typically top out at 2.5 meters long and 250 kilograms, heavy along the US East Coast and in eastern Canada. Top-of-the-line specimens can rake in serious cash due to their meat's quality. But hold on to your fishing hats, because we're about to drop a record that'll make your jaws drop. And it's not just because of the size. Hooked on learning? Let's dive into some fantastic facts. On October 26, 1979, Ken Fraser landed an absolute monster off Olds Cove, Nova Scotia. After a 45-minute battle, he hauled in the largest bluefin tuna ever recorded. It tipped the scales at an astonishing 679 kilograms and measured an impressive 3.7 meters long. But hold on to your rods, because the U.S. National Marine Fisheries Service is convinced that an even bigger one could exist, up to a whopping 910 kilograms. Could we be about to break this record? Stay tuned to find out. Get ready to roar with us. Let's talk about leggers, the giant offspring of lions and tigers. These incredible creatures aren't found in the wild, but they're often bred in zoos to amaze visitors. Typically, ligers can weigh around 400 kilograms and stretch up to 3 meters long, even outdoing their lion and tiger parents. But there's one liger that stands head and shoulders above the rest, a Hercules. This massive male liger holds the record as the largest living cat ever recorded. Meet Hercules, the jaw-dropping liger that holds the record for being the largest living cat. This incredible creature measures an astonishing 3.33 meters long, stands at a height of 1.25 meters, and weighs a massive 418 kilograms. Can you believe he consumes around 30 kilograms of meat daily? That's equivalent to the weight of a 2-year-old child. After fueling up on this massive amount of food, Hercules quenches his thirst with several liters of water. And if that's not enough to blow your mind, let's talk about where you can catch a glimpse of this gentle giant. Myrtle Beach Safari in South Carolina, the same wildlife park featured in Netflix's hit show Tiger King. With Doc Antle at the helm, expect an influx of curious visitors eager to spot Hercules and witness his enormity firsthand. Stay tuned for more mind-blowing records by subscribing with notifications on and hitting that like button. Now, let's dive into our next incredible creature, the saltwater crocodile. These fearsome reptiles can grow up to an impressive 4.5 meters long and weigh around 450 kilograms. But then there's Lolong, a behemoth that shattered those records. In September of 2011, he was captured alive in the Philippines' Burwan Township, where locals believed he was behind the tragic deaths of a fisherman and a 12-year-old girl. But here's a twist. When the townspeople had enough, they joined forces in a massive 3-week hunt to capture the massive saltwater crocodile, dubbed Lalong. It took over 100 people to bring him ashore, and boy, was he putting up a fight, breaking free from his ropes twice during this crazy ordeal. Finally landed, they measured him at an astonishing 6.17 meters long, making him the largest crocodile ever found. Instead of being put down, Lalong got a second chance in life, living out his days in a local zoo enclosure where he surprisingly mellowed out and lost that aggressive edge. However, it was clear that all this stress had taken its toll on this gentle giant, as he sadly only survived for about 18 months before falling victim to illness. Let's switch gears to one of the biggest stars of the animal kingdom, the polar bear. These majestic creatures can grow up to 2.4 to 3 meters long and weigh anywhere from 350 to 700 kilograms thanks to their high-fat diet of seals. But did you know that the largest polar bear ever recorded was a real-life giant, shot in northwestern Alaska's Kootenay Sound back in 1960? This massive male weighed an astonishing 1,002 kilograms and stood towering at 3.39 meters tall on its hind legs. However, it's worth noting that spotting another bear like this might be a rare occurrence, making this record-breaking polar bear truly one of a kind. But here's a reality check. Despite being one of the largest spiders in the world, polar bears might not be the record breakers for much longer. With global warming affecting their food supply, we're now seeing more emaciated polar bears that are significantly smaller than their ancestors. A stark contrast to that massive 1,002 kilogram giant we told you about earlier. So it's safe to say this record might be standing tall for years to come. Now, let's talk about something that's sure to send shivers down your spines: the Goliath bird-eating spider. Native to South America, this enormous 8-legged creature can grow massive enough to cover a dinner plate and feed on frogs, rodents, and even birds, leaving all those pesky household spiders in its shadow. So, how does this gigantic spider take down its prey? It's not through brute force, but rather with the help of its razor-sharp, 1-inch-long fangs that deliver a deadly dose of neurotoxins. But if you're wondering just how massive these spiders can get, let me tell you, the largest recorded Goliath bird-eating spider was discovered in 1965 by the Pablo San Martin expedition in Venezuela. Weighing in with an incredible leg span of 28 centimeters, this beast was a sight to behold. So, if you ever plan an adventure into the rainforest, keep your eyes peeled for these poisonous predators. They're not ones to be trifled with. Meet the undisputed kings of the big cat world, the majestic Siberian tigers. Native to eastern Russia, northeast China, and North Korea, these incredible creatures can grow up to an impressive 2.7 to 3.3 meters from nose to tail tip, weighing a massive 180 to 306 kilograms on average. Now, you might think lions are their biggest rivals, but here's the surprising truth. While lions top out at around 1.8 to 2 meters in length and weigh an average of 175 to 225 kilograms, Siberian tigers take the crown as the largest felines on our planet. But within this impressive species, there are some truly exceptional individuals that set themselves apart from the rest. Now, let's talk about some of the largest tigers ever recorded, and get ready for some seriously impressive stats. While it's worth noting that some of these records are from way back when, with many experts questioning their accuracy, there's one record that stands out as reasonably reliable. In 1950, Russian naturalist Vyacheslav Sasoyev claimed to have shot a tiger in the Sikhohot-Alangori Mountains that tipped the scales at an astonishing 400 kilograms and stretched 4 meters from nose to tail. Fast forward to 1967, and a Bengal tiger was taken down in Uttar Pradesh, India. This one measured exactly 3.37 meters long and weighed a massive 389 kilograms, thanks in part to its late-night water buffalo snack. But here's the kicker: even when tigers are living it up in captivity, they can still get ridiculously big. Just ask John Byron Morasek, an American animal trainer who owned a Siberian male that measured 3.32 meters long and weighed an incredible 423 kilograms back in 1986. Talk about a heavyweight champ. Get ready to meet the deer, but first, let's talk about the real star, the mighty white-tailed deer. These incredible creatures have been capturing hunters' hearts and imaginations for centuries, with their stunning agility and impressive size. But when it comes down to it, determining just how big a white-tailed deer can be is no easy task. We've got to consider factors like age, nutrition, and even the specific subspecies we're looking at. So, which one takes the crown? Is it a behemoth buck from the rolling hills of North America or a sleek specimen from the lush forests of South America? The title of largest white-tailed deer is up for grabs. Let's dive in and find out. You think you've seen some big bucks before, but did you know that there's a whole process to verify just how massive they really are? To get that coveted world record title, hunters have to wait it out, literally. Once the deer is harvested, it's got to chill untouched for an entire 2 months, allowing all those juices to drain. Only then can the authorities swing into action and measure the beast in its entirety. In the US, this involves a team from the Wildlife Resources Agency rolling up their sleeves to get the exact numbers. And with that rigorous process, we now know that Luke Brewster's incredible white-tailed deer, taken during an Illinois hunt, reigns as the current world record holder. Get ready for an epic tale. It was November 2, 2018, a day that would change Luke Brewster's life forever. Perched high up in his tree stand, he locked eyes with an extraordinary deer, which he'd later lovingly call Mufasa. With lightning speed, Luke fired an arrow and hit his mark. But the real challenge was just beginning. After a 30-minute hunt, Mufasa came to rest, and though Luke had to patch up a broken antler during the chase, this majestic buck would ultimately measure an astonishing 327.7 inches with 39 points, shattering the previous record by a whopping 14 inches. This incredible achievement earned its place in history books. However, did you know that there's an even heavier white-tailed wonder waiting in the wings? All the way back in 1977, Canadian bow hunter John Annett took down a behemoth of a deer, one that still holds the title for being the heaviest to this day. Let's switch gears and dive into the world of marine marvels. While we were just talking about record-breaking deer, there's another incredible title holder that's truly ocean-dwelling royalty. Meet the black marlin. This Pacific Ocean superstar can grow up to an astonishing 4.65 meters long, tip the scales at a massive 750 kilograms, and reach heart-pounding speeds of 36 kilometers per hour. Yes, you read that right. This fish is not just fast, but it's also one of the largest and most powerful in the sea. But here's where things get even more exciting. In the fishing world, there's one angler who reigns supreme when it comes to reeling in these incredible creatures, Alfred C. Glassell Jr. For an astonishing 60 years, his record for catching the largest black marlin has stood the test of time, making him a true legend among fishermen and a testament to the skill and determination needed to land such an epic catch. Meet Alfred C. Glassell Jr., an American oil tycoon turned fishing fanatic with a heart for marine biology. This philanthropic angler's love for giving back to the ocean took him on incredible global adventures, from teaming up with top-notch national fishing teams to supporting cutting-edge research programs. And it was during one of these epic expeditions off Peru's famous Marlin Boulevard in August 1953 that Glassel Jenner pulled off the ultimate catch, a staggering 710-kilogram black marlin, shattering records and cementing his status as an all-time fishing great. Let's dive into some jaw-dropping fishing feats. You might have heard of the IGFA Fishing Hall of Fame, where legendary anglers are immortalized for their incredible catches. Well, Alfred C. Glassel Jenner's massive black marlin, reeled in back in 1953, is still a showstopper at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., and he was even inducted into that Hall of Fame in 2001. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the ocean's top predators, the great white shark. These fearsome fish can reach up to 6.1 meters long and tip the scales at an astonishing 2,250 kilograms. No wonder catching a record breaker is as rare as finding a needle in a haystack. Get ready to meet a true Aussie legend, Alfred Dean. This grape farmer from southeastern Australia wasn't your average weekend angler. He was a shark mastermind with a passion for reeling in the ocean's giants. Born in 1904, Alfred followed in his dad's footsteps, growing grapes during the day and chasing deep-sea monsters on his days off. December, January, and after harvest season in April. After years of honing his skills, he built his dream boat, tailored specifically for shark fishing, and it was aboard that very vessel, outside Ceduna, Australia, in April 1955, that Alfred made history by landing the largest great white shark ever caught, a catch that still stands to this day. Buckle up, folks. Alfred Dean's epic battle with a great white shark is about to blow your mind. On that fateful April day in 1955, Dean hooked an absolute monster outside Ceduna, Australia. The wrestling match was intense, 70 long minutes of gripping suspense before he finally hauled it aboard. Back at Daniel Bay, they weighed the beast and discovered it tipped the scales at an astonishing 1,208 kilograms. To put that into perspective, no one has come close since then, with the next largest catch being a whopping 340 kilograms short, making Dean's shark the undisputed heavyweight champion of caught great whites. And don't worry, even though we've got more advanced tech now, this record is likely to stay on top for years to come. Get ready to roar with us about these incredible kings of the jungle, the majestic lions. Typically, they can stretch up to 1.8 to 2 meters long and weigh around 180 kilograms, making them a force to be reckoned with. But did you know that some wild lions have reached truly massive proportions? In fact, the longest lion on record was an awe-inspiring black-maned male shot in Angola back in '73, measuring nearly 3.6 meters from nose to tail. And then there's the heaviest wild lion ever recorded, a man-eater from South Africa that tipped the scales at a whopping 313 kilograms all the way back in 1936. That's some serious muscle power right there. However, it's worth noting that with more lions living in zoos these days, they're getting bigger and heavier thanks to their comfy lifestyles and constant food supply. Talk about a royal treatment. Let's talk about Samson, the superstar lion who holds the record for the heaviest captive lion ever, a whopping 450 kilograms. Now, you might wonder how he reached such epic proportions, and it's all thanks to his life in the zoo. If Samson had been living his best life in the wild, it's unlikely he'd have grown that massive. And speaking of record-breaking lions, there's some controversy surrounding the title of the heaviest wild lion. Back in 1963, two Tanzanian lions were reportedly shot and found to weigh a mind-blowing 362.87 kilograms each, but only after they had gone on a serious feeding spree, chowing down on an astonishing 244 cattle and 3 donkeys from the village of Izuna. Talk about a meat lover's dream come true. But who knows if their crazy diet was legit? And there you have it, folks. The wild lion's record-breaking weight is certainly a debated topic, so we want to hear from you Walsh. Which epic beast do you think deserves the heavyweight title? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for today's video. Thanks for tuning in and joining the adventure. If you've enjoyed this epic